be answered by Dr. King Fobela. All right, Doctor, Cameroon's universal health coverage. What's that?
Okay, sensitization has been done, but it's not always totally enough, because to know that the population is highly sensitized, at least 90% should be aware. But some people are aware, but some others are not aware.
Okay.
So what's health coverage in general is universal health coverage generally is what other countries are leveraging for. For example, in the US, when you go to every hospital, you are sure that your health will be taken for full time, and then of course it's being topped out in the bills. But this time, Cameroon, being a middle country and in West Africa, developing country, you know, they came out with this coverage where, in fact, most of the packages are almost free. That's what I can say, you know.
Right.
So I'll expatiate. First, universal health coverage means they want to reach out to everybody, because it's the starting phase. We're at phase 1 now. Phase 1 now has restricted the population, but of course with time most likely they will expand based on how the thing
Based on the data they carry.
So health coverage means coverage for all. Everybody should be able to have access to health, be able to go to a hospital and receive health care, even if you don't have a dime. But of course, it takes a lot of resources, and because the resources are somehow limited, we started with phase 1. So phase 1 is what? If you're a pregnant woman, if you're a child less than 5, if you have HIV, if you have tuberculosis, and you are suffering from kidney problem, those are the 5 vulnerable populations. I think in our country, if you look at that context, you see that he has been able to pick out most of it. Of course, the vulnerable with malaria, because that's one of the
killer
diseases which you have in Cameroon. So if you're a child less than 5, if you're a pregnant woman, if you're a patient with kidney problem facing dialysis, if you have HIV and you have tuberculosis, you are part of this phase 1. And of course, it started since the beginning of this year. It's very easy to register. It's such that anybody can register. You just need an Android phone.
Okay.
You just need an Android phone. You go to Play Store and download Cameroon Health Coverage. Of course, within the program, we can do a practical session for those that I know people are following up and they can ask questions. So that those that have not been insured already should just get insured today. Normally, if you follow what the Minister of Health was saying, normally by the end of December, it was supposed to close. But of course, we have to leave China those because sensitization has not been enough, you know. So we're encouraging you, just simply go to Cameroon Health Coverage and enroll yourself. It's a simple app. You download Cameroon, you go to Play Store, Cameroon Health Coverage, and you enroll yourself. They'll just ask you basic questions: your name, your age, this and that. They even need to see your picture to be sure that you're the one who is registered, because the health insurance, I will need to be sure that this insurance is going up to you. So that is it. As the program goes along, we'll expatiate.
No, we're already getting to expatiate it. Alright, so when I download the app, the app is going to ask basic questions like my name, my picture, and all of that. So when I submit that, do I instantaneously get the insurance?
You instantly what they call you are pre-enrolled. Now, for you to be enrolled, it needs a medical personnel, because normally when you send in that data, it's being captured in all our data. Me, I have the data for the whole of Southwest.
Okay.
So for those that are not accessible to me, or you just need to go to, because first, I didn't mention, this is coverage for the public hospitals, government hospitals for now.
Okay.
It's not yet in the private.
Yeah, so don't go stand at the private hospital. Like.
So all government public facilities, you just go there and they will do the enrollment immediately. But now, if you're not part of the target population, if you do that, it's sufficient for you. You already there's a code. There's a code that comes and you see it comes out and it shows you that, hey, Emmanuel is registered. You have to keep that code, because of course if they go to phase 2 and are including beautiful women like Emmanuel, of course you need to present that code at every general hospital so that the insurance team can take care of her.
Alright, now when you talk about the insurance, so what is it all about? Is it that when I go to the hospital I don't pay bills?
Good. Okay, good. I'm happy. We don't want to call it insurance here because it's some sort of, we're trying to cover the population, you understand. Now, of course, with insurance is that you go and then they give you a particular percentage. But for this one, almost all the services are totally free.
The insurance is almost all.
You think so?
The insurance,
of course,
some insurance you have 90%. They carry 90%. You take 10.
Not all the insurance, man.
Okay, yeah, fine. So now with this one, it's almost all.
Yes.
Now when you say almost all,
it's only the patients with kidney problem that pay 15,000 francs for the whole year. Of course, those patients used to spend more than 500,000 to millions a year.
Okay.
You can see that it's really helpful.
Okay, so a patient with or a child 0 to 5 with that with that coverage goes to the hospital. If she is sick or whatsoever, everything is paid. Okay, yeah, that's what we need to know.
So for children less than 5, I hope you're listening. For children less than 5, first they need to get registered through the app, and they will enroll them in any facility, and they have that code. You go to any government hospital, be it any government hospital in the country, they don't pay consultation. If they are doing laboratory tests, and it includes malaria testing, which is one of the most endemic diseases, they will not pay, but the other tests they have to pay.
Okay.
If they are doing any treatment, be it simple or severe, meaning like they have just simple malaria and they have to take drugs, they don't pay for the malaria drugs. If they are being admitted and it's on malaria injections, they don't pay for malaria injections. But of course, if there are other ones, they have to pay.
Okay.
So the coverage is for children less than 5, they don't pay consultations at all in all government hospitals since they started, and then they have free laboratory and treatment for malaria. Both simple and severe malaria.
That's only for the kids.
That's for the kids less than 5.
The pregnant
women.
For the
pregnant women, their own coverage is they don't pay consultation, especially at ANC1. ANC1 is the first time they visit the clinics. Of course, if they have a malaria test, then they will not pay. But all the other tests they have to pay.
Okay.
Yes, all the other tests they have to pay. Their echography, they have to check their urine, their blood group. There are lots of serious tests that they do. Yeah, and then
so the only thing we don't pay is consultation.
Yeah, for pregnant women.
How is that coverage, doctor?
Normally the coverage was not supposed to cover them, but of course since they are part of the package for HIV, especially for HIV and some other things, that's why they just include them.
Wow, that's
yeah.
So I you understand?
That's all over the country, but in the far north and in the south, all the packages they don't pay. They don't pay anything for ANC. They treat them for free to delivery.
In the west?
In the west and far north.
Alright, so if I get pregnant, just go to the far north.
Yes, go to the far north. there's an NGO that decided to treat all of them for free. You can imagine. That's huge, right?
Wow.
And something like Doctors Without Borders used to do that. Remember Doctors Without Borders, we used to take care of their ANC. If they had a cesarean section, they used to take care of them. If they had delivery, they used to take care of all the patients. We don't longer have Doctors Without Borders.
Doctors Without Borders no longer
out of Southwest.
Alright. Okay, so what about those who have HIV? What's their
HIV? First, they don't pay consultation. Their treatment is free. They have some particular labs like the liver function, kidney function that they should follow up. Their viral load, their CD4 count, their checks in general, all free.
Whoa.
So
okay.
That's huge.
That's
you can imagine what the government is investing is really huge.
Alright, and I spoke about
tuberculosis
and
thing. Yeah, tuberculosis, cough disease, chronic cough, they are medications free, and then some basic tests for them free. Now the only people that pay is a kidney.
Okay, it's kidney.
Yes. On dialysis, and they can testify, and our year watching, I visited the dialysis center. They give just 15,000 francs for the whole year. Mano, at first, they used to pay one dialysis session 5,000, and some patients will have about 2 or 3 or 4 sessions a week.
A week?
Yes, so that was about 20,000 a week. But now they're paying 15,000 for the whole year.
My God, 5,000 francs for one session.
It used to be very. In fact, patients that have died because they couldn't meet up with the finances.
Exactly.
So this is, in fact, I remember watching CRTV. I watched some patients on dialysis. They were thanking the minister for this wonderful initiative.
Okay, that's good, because at the end of the day, if you're suffering from kidney issues now, you don't have to be scared anymore.
Yeah.
You can go to the hospital, to the public hospitals. We are emphasizing on that.
Yeah, and our main dialysis center for now is Buea Regional Hospital.
Yeah. So, but please,
Kuba is under construction.
Don't go crowding the place and be like, oh, this insurance, because I know how we can abuse things. Let's use it judiciously. Don't say because it's now free or now you can pay only 15,000. You start going every day. And we beg you, please, let's
of course, the doctors and the nurses, they won't accept that.
Most definitely. All right, so doctor, after you have done the needful with the app, you said you have to meet a medical personnel, right?
Yeah,
where do you go to?
You go to any government health personnel, even the voluntary nurses there, they just enroll you. But of course, you need to be in that target population. But for you, every normal general population, you just need to fill that app and then you have your quotas on. It's enough for you. If there's phase 2 now that needs your services, that's when you need to go through the enrollment process. but the pre-enroll.
Yeah, because ladies, I think all the ladies should enroll because pregnancy, we never know. You could now, you can be single now, but in the next 2 months you're married.
I've met more than 50 women in my consultations that never knew they were pregnant. Yeah, I mean, you just miss your period. You just thought, oh, it's coming. We'll do a pregnancy test, is positive.
Oh, no, not necessarily.
Oh, really? You say that? It's because you are very conscious of your health and you...
No, of course. Yeah. The health is wealth. That's the health. That's the wealthiest thing you can have on earth. Yeah. Your health. Alright, so I hope this sensitization has gone further and further because, ladies and gentlemen, we care for you. Doctor, what brought about this initiative?
The country has been going through a lot of things, especially when it comes to health. We must admit that the Ministry of Health is doing a lot because, first, the national budget does not give a lot for health per se, but with the few packages that they have, they try to implement their best. So, these dialysis patients have been dying. Patients have been dying because they didn't have access to finance. Our children less than 5 need the best of care.
Because they are vulnerable.
Every country, they are very vulnerable. For every country, they try to prioritize. Pregnancy, too, is a vulnerable, but unfortunately, it's in far north and south that are having those benefits. We pray that they come to the other regions. If you come to the other regions, I'll tell you, when I was in Moyoka, as doctors without borders were giving those free treatment, we had a lot of pregnancy. All of a sudden, the hospital was full of pregnant women. So we don't hope it gets to that. But I mean, there are a vulnerable population that we think that with time, if it can be included, it will help. HIV, I mean, they too.
You don't need to be relegated to the background anymore.
HIV is no longer a killer. It's not like a killer. We have cancers that have been killing recently.
Malaria is a killer. It's a big time killer. So
tuberculosis. So I mean, all these things is based on statistics that they have to come up with this.
Exactly. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, I hope we get that. Doctor, can we also have a coverage that helps us report nurses that don't take care of us properly?
Yeah, why not? Of course. Those nurses are under some directors. In fact, all directors are on their alert. If you report a nurse that is refusing for you will need to know that universal health coverage, the president admits this, so it's a presidential project. Anybody that goes against this is going against the law of Cameroon, and the president knows the consequences.
Yeah, because we go to the hospital, for instance, you're talking about this now. So many people have watched you. They will rush to the public hospitals, but they will be treated like trash.
No, but I that's what we're sensitizing you. Before you go, it's good to first do the pre-enrollment. You don't want to go and give. The nurses cannot be with 100 patients, and then when you go to the.
Why can't it just be like an office that the person is designated to handle that?
Yeah, in most hospitals, especially the big hospitals, there's an office for that, for universal health.
Exactly, because if we go meet these nurses, we know how they're going to treat us.
Small health centers don't have that staff and that capacity, so you still have to go and meet.
So please don't go to any health center. Just go to the big hospitals. Like yes, no, I advocate for that because doctor, it's true. Some of these nurses can make you run.
See, if you do it's very easy. Rather than do WhatsApp, use your Android phone, just download that app. As we're speaking out, I'm sure some people are testing. Just go to download Cameroon Health Coverage. It's very simple. It takes 3 minutes to enroll. Once you enroll that.
Doctor, what's the color of the app? Because we know there's scammers out there. They probably would have already made their own app.
Okay, we'll portray on screen. I think we'll give the. Yes.
Alright, so we're going to portray on screen.
Yes, it has a picture. You have a pregnant woman, you have some children, you have some vulnerable people that look like maybe sick people, and then they just stand in the package and then they shoot in there.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, let's take on a musical break. When we come back, we'll be showing the picture of that. And since we have doctor here sensitizing the public about something so important, and including people who, as time goes by, we realize that it's self-medication that leads them to where they are and needing this coverage. We'll be asking you questions about we'll ask you questions about self-medication. So do not move a muscle. We'll be right back.
DJ Cleve exclusives.
Ina música, itantamda, Bethlehem. Mongwanyo itishin, Yesu and Maria. Miriam wa ukoi wanisai ikishike Krishma. Diwirta makilta umyelama ikishike Krishma. Yuri unakishiriki wanwako inkishiki nke Krishma Yiwirta makirta umyelama dikishike Krishma Kuchitairin zaibre Belis navita Kuchitairin zabre Belis navita Kuchitairin zabre Belis navita Kuchitairin zaibre Belis navita Prospirano Gloria Jesus Prospirano Gloria Jesus Prospirano Gloria Jesus Prospirano Gloria Jingle bells, jingle bells, it's Christmas time in the city. Let's the ring, let's the ring, soon it will be Christmas Day. Itantamda ipethia Mungwanyo ishui Yesu wan Maria Yesu Busa Isa wan Miriam Namapura waduna Ishike Christmas Chiwita makeja myelama Tikishike Christmas Chiwita makeja myelama Tikishike Christmas Good tidings I pray Belis Navidad 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 Prospirano Gloria Jesus Prospirano Gloria Jesus Prospirano Gloria Jesus Prospirano Gloria Jesus
Welcome, Mr. Producer.
Alright, welcome back, beautiful viewers of High Television. And for those of you who are just tuning in, we are still talking about sensitizing the population on Cameroon's universal health coverage. And you've really missed out on a lot because a lot has already been said. But if you stay tuned, sit down now, I believe you're going to catch up on a few. Well, those who have been watching, I know they are already struggling to do what doctor has been saying here all along. The coverage is actually interesting, especially for those with kidney problems. It's interesting for all: HIV, tuberculosis, kids 0 to 5, the kidney, as well as pregnant women. And for the general population, you can get yourself covered by just enrolling for now. And he said they are on the first stage, or at the first stage. When they move to the second stage, maybe other populations will be added. And you and I was saying, doctor, that we the women, we should all just rush to the app because we do not know when we will take in. And some of you are planning to get married, others you're already pregnant, you don't know, all of that. So let's just rush to the app. So doctor said he wanted to do a practical demonstration. I don't know how possible that would be, but doctor, just turn your phone to your camera.
Oh, really?
Yes, you can turn your phone to your camera, and let's see what you're doing.
Okay. Like that?
Yes, you can turn your phone.
Okay. So you can see my phone on screen. When you download the apps, it's written there, Cameroon Health Coverage. You can see an umbrella on the app with the Cameroon flag, and then down you can see poor and vulnerable. You can see children. You can see a pregnant woman. You can see an old mama who are trying to go into the health coverage. So I'm just going to click the app there. Now you have an online app. You have an it will be easier for you guys to use the online app, so that you just download it and then you enroll yourself. So once you go there, you will see enroll. So once you click the enroll button on the app, you will see this drawback. I hope they can see. On the drawback,
maybe you keep the phone steady to your camera, like so.
Okay.
Then you can be talking and doing that, so that Claudine, because Claudine has already zoomed to your phone.
My phone.
Yeah, but when you keep turning it, it gets difficult for her.
Okay. Okay, so if you see it, it has those features. You have your name and your surname. You have your date of birth. You have your place of birth. You have your gender, if you're a male or female. You have, since it's present and very confidential information, we need to know your ID card number, so that we're sure that this is health that is being offered to you and nobody else, because you're the only one that has a privacy to your information. For children without the ID card, they can use their birth certificate number. Even refugees can use a refugee card. Even people from other countries can use the resident permit card. You can use your passport. You can use your driving license if you say your ID card has a problem. Even an expired ID is accepted, because the main purpose for this is that we want to track your information, and then we make sure that it's actually information that belongs to you. Then you have there your phone number, your email. If you don't have an email, just leave it open. Okay, your residence, where do you stay? Your region, where, in which region are you? Of course, all of us watching from the southwest area here. I'm sure people are watching from northwest. You choose your northwest. If you're west, any of the regions, you choose your district. Are you in Boya? Are you in Bangem? Are you in Kumba? Are you in Limbe? Are you in Tiko? Are you in Akwaya? Are you in Bakassi? You just choose that. Okay, for northwest, it will show you the ones and your different divisions where you are. Just tell us where you are so that you can be located. And then there's a contact. There's a contact, personal information contact, who is closest to you, that if in case you're admitted and the person, we need to reach out to somebody, we need to reach to. Of course, for the children, it will be their mothers or their caregivers, their address, and then their relationship with you. That is it. And then there's the last place for picture, so that we're sure that that code comes to you with your picture, and then it identifies you.
That's all.
That's all.
All right.
And
Thank you.
Just click enroll. That's all.
And there's a code that will be sent to you.
There's a code that will be sent to you. You register the code and you save it somewhere, or you can forward it to maybe to a closer person. There's a place that you can forward through WhatsApp. You forward maybe to your closest contact, and then you go and have it registered in your phone.
All right. Thank you so much, Doctor, for that practical.
You're welcome. Of course, within the program, if you have questions, you can ask.
Yeah, they're going to ask questions, I think, later.
Okay.
But like I said, we need a coverage that talks and helps us handle nurses. The people do that, where we can suggestion box.
Okay.
I just use my phone and snap you.
Okay.
Write your name down.
Okay.
And I forward it. I said, this nurse in this hospital disrespected me. Yes, and went against this package that was given to me by my father. By our father, the president of the country, because the president is our father. Then they just sack you. You just sit in your office like that, they just bring you sack letter. Yeah, because some of these public nurses like that, we need to pray for you people. 2024 is coming, please, people should change. All right, doctors, we have you here. I hope you've said everything you needed to say about the sensitization, and you're all good.
Yeah, good.
Let's get to self-medication.
Okay.
One of the things that gets people to wherever they get to, for instance, kidney failure and all that, they self-medicate and take high in whatsoever that gets.
One of the major causes of kidney failure is self-medication.
Really?
Especially when it comes to some particular drugs that give kidney failure.
You people should just pay me. Because you people should pay me and then send me to a medical school, because I just saw by the books that kidney failure has something to do with drugs.
Yeah, very intelligent one.
Doctor, please expatiate, by the way. That was interesting.
So, self-medication should be stopped.
In total.
This issue of I'm sick, let me just go and take this drug. No, you should stop. Take it as a habit. We have places all over the country now that are just, there's some places that are just doing just laboratory. I mean, if you're talking about the waiting time in maybe a facility, of course, you do some laboratory tests to be sure of what you have before you take medication. Because hate it or love it, any medication that you take is causing injury to either the kidney or the liver. It's proven otherwise. Not to talk of, I don't want to call the names, but of course most non-steroidal anti-inflammatories have effect on the kidneys. Traditional medicine, especially the one that they cook with no doses. You know that when you give something that does not have a dose, a good dose is to work on the kidneys, so that the nephrons and the functional unit can work and take the drug and then facilitate it and give it back to your system, so that it can work, it can really give the action where it was supposed to be given. But when a drug is given without dosage, it's very harsh to the kidney. It's like overdosing a patient. And when you do that, you are bringing kidney failure to your future. In fact, I visited the dialysis center. We have patients there that had kidney failure because of traditional medicine.
Because of traditional medicine.
Traditional medicine.
I'm not sure many people will be happy hearing this.
I know, right?
Especially the traditional doctors.
So, no, what you know, there are traditional doctors that have gone to school and they have PhDs. Those ones are recommended because they work based on their. They have their drugs with some doses. But we're just talking about where you just go and drink. They say just drink 7 bottles. Wow, you just drink. They say this one. Anybody is a doctor.
Exactly.
Everybody, they just take the one. Just go body leaves them. Please, if there's one take-home message you should know today is that traditional remedies, especially those without dosage, destroy your kidney.
Horrible.
So self-medication, please do lab tests. Be sure of what disease you have so that you just take the drug that is required.
But doctor, sometimes I don't blame the people. The lab test is quite expensive. And then the doctors write as though they are struggling to practice the you know what they studied in school on you. They write like as though they're writing Merry Christmas to you. 12 lab test. Almost 170,000. Unto who? The Bible says unto you a child is given. The Bible did not say unto the population of Cameroon money is given.
Of course, you explain to your doctor and tell the doctor first if your financial status, and of course the doctor will propose that it's good for you to do this and always give you a reason why. Okay, that's the teaching. Of course, if you cannot afford that, then you say, okay, doctor, I just give me this amount, and then we can be able to, so that doctor can see the one that will really be diagnosing. But sometimes it's because we're in Africa. Those things sometimes go to just. How many times have you gone to the hospital and you want to just check your liver or check your kidney? How many times?
The last time I was there, you know, they did kind of. I don't know, it's an X-ray or something.
Yeah,
I showed you now. Yeah, I showed you that everything was normal.
Yeah, updated. So
yeah,
we are recommending that do your checks. You see, sometimes people just die. They say, no, witchcraft, this and that. It's just basically
it's a minute thing. Yeah. Okay, so doctor, talking about the self-medication, we had a nurse here, a midwife, a student midwife, and she talked about the fact that when we self-medicate, at some point our body, is it antibodies or something? She said something relating to our body's no longer reacting.
Perfect. You can have resistance.
Exactly, that's the word. Resistance.
So what will happen is that every day my back, you just go and take amoxicillin. Every day my waist, you go and take amoxicillin. Every day my eye, I have conjunctivitis now with the pandemic of conjunctivitis. You just go and throw Jectam. Every day my this, you just go and take. Every day my this, you go and take because it gives you that fast relief. And most of the times with self-medications, you don't follow the dosage. As you just get well, maybe the 2-3 days, you keep it aside. So what will happen is that when the drug is introduced to the system several times, of course, treating things out you were not supposed to treat, that drug, the system gets resistant to the drug. So when the drug comes in now, the drug has no use. Resistance is the worst thing you can, I remember seeing some patients with maybe even HIV that had those resistance. You can imagine where they are. So how are they going to stay alive? You can imagine that kind of situation. Or you have resistance to maybe pneumonia and they give you all kind of drugs, it's not working. It's dangerous. It's dangerous. Resistance is the worst thing that you don't want to get into, because when you get resistant, you are vulnerable.
Oh my God.
And before we know it, you're in trouble. So self-medication, man. Self-medication, we stop it at all costs. If you can listen to me, try at least, or even call your doctor. Doctor will be more precise, but you are just taking it as a layman. Wow. And then you know the thing about self-medication. Most of the patients that are sick for self-medications, they take about 7 at once. They just want fast relief. 7, 6, 8, 10. My God, when you are already at that level, it means that you don't even know what you are doing.
Yeah, because I remember they actually prescribed doxycycline for me. It didn't do anything. So I remember that amoxicillin is a good antibiotic and I bought it.
Yeah.
It still did nothing for me. That's when I was like, okay, now at this point I'm doing nothing. I'm not buying any drug again.
Yeah.
I need to consult, because the first one actually I was given to me by consultation. The second one I know is an antibiotics, and he asked to actually treat that stuff, but it did not do anything. That's when I was like, okay. And when I took the drug that you gave, I think 2 of you prescribed the same thing. I was to take it for several days. I took for 7 days, and on the 7th day, no, I took Saturday, Sunday. On the 8th day, I went to a house. I used the bathroom, and the same thing wanted to come back. So I just went and took one of it again. I was like, okay, sorry, maybe I did something I'm not supposed to do, and I just put it back. And everything just cleared off, and everything is okay. That has made me too conscious of bathrooms nowadays. So please, let us try our very best. I just decided that doctor should just add his mouth to self-medication.
Self-medication. If you don't want to do lab, go to a pharmacy.
But doctor, that's what I was coming to.
Yes, go to a pharmacy.
They said we should not take the drugs off the counter. Which counter now?
Yeah, when I say pharmacy, we're talking about the big pharmacies. I mean, those ones you're sure. We're discouraging roadside medications. Yes, but up the counter, if you go to the pharmacy, the doctor will be, at least you see a pharmacist who is a doctor, and the person will give you just the appropriate drug that you will need. In case where you don't want to do lab tests and all that's off the counter per se, you understand that? Yeah, in the US there are some off the counter drugs like calcium, magnesium, supplements. People just take those things, and sometimes it's not too good because before you take a drug, for example calcium, it's good to check your calcium level. Is your calcium level okay? You might be even taking calcium when you have hypercalcemia. The calcium level is really high and you don't really need it per se. And too much of those calcium drugs will give you kidney stones. Yes, too much of calcium. What's calcium? Calcium is just, it's like stone. How do I put it? It's just like limestone. That's calcium that you take. And then when you take too much of it, it goes now and form capillary. It does salt. It goes and form capillary at the level of the kidney. And you have a kidney stone. You have another trouble. On the kidney again.
Doctor, at the end of the day, I'm sure this is how Mama is just looking at you.
I know, right?
Say, doctor them.
Yeah, no.
Doctor them. No matter what, like doctor them.
No, you know, in health you cannot be 100%, but it's good that you have the knowledge and then you know where you go, so that at least you can be precautious. We know that you cannot follow all the rules, but at least you're precautious, and then we give you the right thing. You know what to do.
Okay, now that's interesting. Now, doctor, let's talk about the introduction of Janksa to the vein. That's another form of self-medication that is out there. I'm sure you've seen that.
I've seen it.
What say you concerning such?
I'll leave that for the national practitioners, the traditional doctors, naturopathic, because they have the composition direct into it. But what I would say is I don't think it's the best of practice direct to the veins, because usually what's in pharmacy, in pharmacology, usually we want that the drug should pass through the liver or the kidneys. Very few of them will just do the first pass effect, just bypassing and going directly to the blood. Why do you send them there? So that they can be able to filter it out and send them to the right quarters. Because if you don't filter it out,
excuse me. So what you're trying to say is, when you people put that drip on our hands, sometimes it goes back to the liver or the kidney.
Perfect. It goes there, they filter it out, and then it sends it to the right quarters. I don't want to go to the details.
Okay, no. This is something interesting, doctor. Wait, I'm coming. So what you're trying to say is, these people who do Janksa creaming, and to them they are passing it through their vein directly to their blood. They don't know that it's actually going to their liver or kidney too.
Yeah, most likely.
And so what could be the after? Can cancer be something of that sort come up?
I don't want to be harsh at them, but
no, but doctor, you are here to sensitize the young girls in particular.
Of course, skin cancer is very common now, especially when you do things like that have to do with it alters your glands, melanin, and all that. There's what they call melanoma. Those are the consequences. Normal skin color is supposed to be naturopathic and then not artificial. Of course, when you bypass those things, you have the health hazards and the health consequences. Of course, melanoma, which is one of the skin cancers, is one of the consequences. So they are aware. It's because they want to do it for their cosmetics. I don't know for their. I don't know. They have their reasons. But if you have to, of course, there's a skin doctor called a dermatologist. You can actually visit that doctor, and then the doctor gives you a particular therapy that is good for you. But why not stay with your nature?
I'm sure someone out there is feeling what I'm feeling right now. I'm just like, they say my skin die. There are certain things you hear, you do not even know that that's what was happening. Imagine you knowing that when they put you your drips, it passes through those things, and then now you have been doing that in the self-medicating in the house. So just imagine what you have been doing. You're causing your liver problems. You're causing your kidney problems.
You're causing your skin.
Your skin, and then very soon you get up and say, as he said, witches and wizards, they are after you. Nobody is after you. You are after yourself. Youth of today, what's our problem? There are so many drugs that we are hearing that youth are indulging in.
We're talking about, I mean, it's terrible.
And you administer these drugs to yourself. Some of you have gone as far as injecting yourself.
You know, they are addictive. It's really dangerous. It's just like it's a normal thing, you know. They say they do it to feel fine, to feel high, to do a lot of
feel high to do what exactly? Move under the sun.
Maybe their girlfriends know better.
Doctor, please. Maybe their girlfriends know better. But actually, at the end of the day, that's the truth. Maybe your girlfriends actually know better. All right, then, doctor, let's talk about we're still on self-medication. So many people know about the health hazards and all. But then again, if we are supposed to eradicate self-medication, where do we start from? Because I think the government, as well as the doctors, have a huge role to play. Some of the doctors are the reasons why people self-medicate. You cannot go to the hospital. A doctor prescribes you 15 drugs. None of them are working. And at the end of the day, he tells you to go to a pharmacy, that it is his pharmacy, or you should go to a certain clinic, which is his clinic. At the end of the day, will you blame the people for self-medicating?
Yeah, it's self-medication is a whole team. It's a whole ball game. You know, involving different ministries. It's not only one person. Even involving the schools. Even involving communication.
Because in schools they give kids drugs.
You know. So.
But there's a nurse there, I guess.
Yeah, definitely. There's always a nurse in the infirmary, and then she does just first aid. First aid is accepted. Of course, when it's difficult now, they send to the hospital. But some big schools have their hospital. They have their doctors. So. It's a multiple. It's not something that can just be spoken like that. It's a whole team of work. Because I remember the Ministry of Health himself wrote to all of us in the form of health first that we have to start by closing up all those roadside, because only from here to Mandingo Junction, they have their stores. But if you go inside,
but the ministry say people should shut them down. Why are they still operating, doctor?
It's that complicated. It's something that you have to work with the administrators, you know, and sanctions have to be taken. You cannot go there alone. You're a doctor, you go there, you go arrest someone, then they go and take you to court. It's a whole process. You have to go with all the administrators, go there so that some of those people are arrested. You know, it has to be that harsh, and then the real law is put into order, because normally it's only main pharmacies that are supposed to be open in town.
Yeah, because you find a cosmetic shop, but they sell drugs there. I remember the day I had to buy the doxycycline that was actually prescribed to me. They showed me a pharmacy around town there, and they're like, "That's a pharmacy," and I'm like, "But I see oil, I'm seeing lotion. What's a pharmacy?" I've not refused. At the pharmacy we have lotions, but the way that man has packed his own, the drugs are behind, the lotions are in front. It was kind of like, I said, okay, it's fine, don't bother. I'll go to the pharmacy that I know the government recognizes, and these people pay taxes and they have regulations, if possible, monthly.
The kind of pharmaceutical industries that supply the drugs to them.
Exactly. We don't want to go. You don't want to go and take a drug that they've just changed the carton, and that's the truth, doctor. Sometimes you go to take a drug, they give you in the plastic. They say no, the carton.
Man, I will tell the audience again. You know, Tomba is not far from Banyan. We have that issue where 3 children died because of parents went and bought auto medications from the roadside store. And that's how the district medical officer for Tombe sent it to the regional delegate. The regional delegate copied the ministry, and they went and investigated that drug is fake. And that's how they took it out of the market. So you see, we had lost the 3 children.
Yeah, there's nothing we can do. So please, self-medication is. I understand that it's not easy as a mom. Your child could fall sick at probably 11 p.m. You want to do something, but I think
just do basic first aid.
Yes, our mothers taught us if it is high fever, you do the cold compress, or you give lots of water. And my mother always said, if it is something that you don't really know, just better give the child garlic. Let the child drink garlic. Garlic is good. It will help the child for a few minutes before you know what's going on. Give the child aloe vera. I love my mom because everything is going to be natural. Give the child aloe vera. Give the child commonly it's called it's lemongrass, but it's called fever grass. Yeah, that's what she'll give you. Like I said, first aid. And if it does not go down, there is there. You're marching to the hospital. Alright, thank you so much, doctor, for coming. It was awesome having you, and we hope you guys have had the information on the Cameroon Universal Health coverage.
We'll do a summary before we go.
Alright, summarize then, doctor.
Dear audience, what we've been talking about today is the SUM scheme as we go to 2024 that can help our children less than 5, pregnant women, HIV, TB, and patients with kidney failure on dialysis. Just go to Play Store, and download Cameroon Health Coverage and enroll yourself, especially if you're in this target population. If you're not in the target, just pre-enroll yourself and stay tuned, because we're seeing the phase 1. Of course, if phase 2 comes, some of you will be included, but for phase 1, this is target population that I have said. If you are among this population and have not enrolled, go, parents, enroll your children less than 5. If you have HIV, TB, kidney failure, if you're a pregnant woman, enroll yourself so that you can benefit the Cameroon Health Coverage Package, which is free treatment for all our children less than 5, free treatment for malaria, simple and severe, and laboratory testing, no consultation payment even for the pregnant women, HIV-free drugs, tuberculosis-free drugs, and dialysis only at 15,000 cost for the whole year.
Alright, thank you so much, Dr. Ken Fubella. Ladies and gentlemen, that's how we saw it on today's edition of A Focal Point. We are about to doing something beautiful. Quickly ended the discussion because today is a very good day. It's the day Dr. Fubella was brought into the world 35 years ago. Happy birthday to you. Doctor be adjusting himself like, okay, yeah, it's my time to shine. Happy birthday to you, Doctor. Happy birthday.
Thank you.
Now, in this your new age, I'm sure there are some people you would love to appreciate who've done a lot for you so far. 5 minutes. Talk to those people.
Okay, first to my parents.
I thought it would be
Mrs. and Mrs. They're the ones who brought me here.
Alright,
okay. For Bella came and took place now.
Okay,
my parents for bringing me to the world. Madame Vanessa FC King for Bella. You're watching.
Love
my
you,
special
sweet
wife, love you so much.
Oh,
my kids, they are there, they are watching. My friends, Mano is one of them. My close friends, very, very close friends for blood. Amugo Karim, Atenking Atabo, Kanli Kemji, just there are a whole list of them. I have very, very close friends. They are watching. Relatives, patients, and world, all of you watching, thank you for wishing me a happy birthday. I'm very happy to be plus one today. And may the good Lord continue to bless me, give me the good heart to continue to take care of the patients I've always been.
Give you the good heart to take us out today.
Hey, we have to go, man. Sure.
Alright, and also we want to use this opportunity to say a very big happy birthday to Mira Stone Njema. Stone Mira Njema, actually that's her name. We love you and we wish you the best. Yes, we had her on this platform, the CEO of Mira's Millenary. Ladies and gentlemen, today she is +1. Do well to send your love, your wishes, your gifts.
We used to be on High TV.
The two of you are twins. People did not even know.
I don't know that I had a twin sister.
Oh, she's your twin. So happy birthday to Dr. Fubella.
You look alike. I know that you stop. Hey, my Bangen team.
Happy birthday.
My Divine Care family.
To Dr. Eno, he forgot that one.
Dr. Eno, my personal friend.
To Dr. Nienti.
Dr. Nienti is.
Can you imagine?
Oh, I know the list is exhausting, and you get me very short time.
You didn't even use.
Leke.
To Dr. Alice Leke.
She's a very big doctor.
She's a big doctor.
She's in charge of health in ITV.
Okay, she's in charge of health at ITV. So she's a doctor.
She's a doctor.
That's how she'll come and give us outside medicines as we're calling her doctor like that. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we want to say big thank you to the lady behind the camera, the able woman, Madam Claudine Limbi. Thank you so much for general supervision, Mr. Eno Ayo Humphrey, and for presentation. I have been Eno Igweshebile. Merry Christmas in advance and a Happy New Year to you all too in advance. Stay safe, enjoy, and be very, very prudent as well as cautious. Stay out of trouble. Love you guys. Bye.